Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. We're awake now, right? So, a little while ago, I'd like to start with a story. A little while ago, a coffee drinker and a gin drinker were going out duck hunting together. And they wanted to get an early start, so they left about 4 o'clock in the morning before anyone else. And they waited for a couple hours before finally a single duck flew overhead. Well, the coffee drinker, having polished off his thermos of coffee, quickly raised his shotgun to his shoulder and emptied both barrels, completely missing the duck. While the gin drinker, calmly, shooting from the hip, brought that duck down with a single shot. The coffee drinker looked at the gin drinker and said, "Well, my friend, that was some pretty fine shooting." And the gin drinker said, on the contrary, I should have had at least 3 or 4 in a flock that big. So, hopefully today I'm going to give you a flock of ideas. If you get one idea that's worthwhile, how many people that you could go out and make a sale from right now, tomorrow? Who thinks that would be a worthwhile hour that we spend together, right? So that's my goal, to give you some signature conversations. And there's a theme, there's a premise to all of these conversations. And that premise is that my best clients, and probably yours, like to make decisions based on information that they get from their most reliable source, them. Okay, say that again. Most of my clients, and probably most of yours, like to make decisions based on information they get from their most reliable source, them. So that's what I'm going to hopefully show you today. So let's assume that I've got a client in my office, and for whatever reason, we've decided that maybe he should consider some life insurance. And I want to start talking to him about life insurance. So how many people think that your clients and prospects really understand life insurance? Right? No. So most people have a hard time buying something that they don't understand, right? So can I explain life insurance to someone? How can you explain, what's the best way to get someone to understand something about which they don't know anything? Usually, the easiest way is to compare it to something that they do understand. Would you agree? Right. So, here's how my conversation goes about life insurance. So, Mr. Client, can everybody see the okay, good. This is the life insurance policy. You know what? There's 2 things that go into a life insurance policy, and only 2 things. The premium that you pay and the earnings that the insurance company earns on that premium. Would you agree? There's only 2 things. The premium you pay and the earnings on the premium. That's all the money the insurance company has. So those are the only 2 things that go into it. There's 2 things that go out of a life insurance policy. The expenses of running the company